Here is my drawing of my Hunterwasser style dreamscape landscape. So, like you're asked in the PowerPoint, I have created two lines, this one here and this one here, so that I have a foreground, a middle ground and a background. It's up to you how you want to do it. You might have wavy lines going across the page, you might have circles inside the page, in the middle of the page. It's entirely up to you, but you need two lines, preferably wavy or curvy lines, not straight, to show your your foreground, your middle ground and your background. What I've also done then is I have added a range of imaginative shapes and patterns and lines, just like the examples of Hunterwassers. So I've kind of got wriggly lines here, I've got brickwork type things down at the bottom here, I've got circles inside circles, I've got raindrops, etc. I've got repeat patterns in that some of them are irregular and irregular patterns. And the third thing that you were asked in the PowerPoint was to also have multiple viewpoints. So my houses in the middle ground are front on. So's my brickwork for my walls on either side of the middle ground. However, the wavy lines here are meant to show ploughed fields from an aerial viewpoint. And then obviously the trees are from another different viewpoint as well. So I've got multiple viewpoints, aerial views, front-on views, and views that are a wee bit more skewed as well with the trees, etc. So the first thing, there are three different stages to your painting of the Hunterwasser landscape. The first type of painting we're going to do is focus on a particular set of colours, and we've identified as a class a range of different colours that Hunterwasser used in his landscape paintings. So today we're going to start with the basic primary colours, red, yellow and blue. And what I want you to do is I want you to pick out an area that you're going to paint in just solid blocks of primary colours. So for me, I'm going to pick out this foreground here with the fields, and I'm going to block this in with primary colours. Now you can use all three primary colours if you want, or it might be that you only use two primary colours. Make sure you get yourself some small paintbrushes. A couple of small paintbrushes would be fine, different sizes. I'm going to start with red. Now I'm going to mix my brush into the block of red quite thoroughly, because what I want is a solid block of colour. So I'm not going to use too much water in this situation. There'll be another lesson where we're going to use water to vary the tones of the colours, but at the moment we want our colour to be very solid and blocked in. So I'm going to start with my first red stripe here in the foreground. And the care that needs to be taken: take your time, don't rush. You want to keep within your lines, you want a solid block of colour. It's about brush control, taking your time, going carefully and neatly. I'm going to put a bit of tissue underneath so that I don't get any paint on my table. pure solid blocks of colour for your first section. Okay, so the next thing I want you to do is focus on your middle ground, and this time I don't want you to use primary colours. I would like you to use hot colours and cold colours. So the hot colours are red, yellow and orange. The cold colours are purple, green and blue. And what I want you to do is not block in the colours in the same way that you did with the first part. Now I want you to vary your tones from dark to light by varying the amount of water you use on the paint. So here I'm going to use green for one of the stripes. Like I did before, I'm going to mix a lot of paint onto my brush. And I'm going to have a solid block of colour on the middle area as much as I can. And then as I go towards the edges, I'm going to gradually add a wee bit more water, tiny bit of water, and I'm going to try and get it to fade out. So I'm creating a range of two tones, a dark tone and a light tone. My next stripe, because I'm doing cold colours, can either be blue or purple. So I'm going to try for purple in the field. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start in the middle with a dark purple, a strong solid block of colour purple. And then with a tiny amount of water, and I'll dry a wee bit off my brush, I'm going to blend that tone out and make it lighter. So lighter on either side. Go back to the green. Just a second. But it's about trying to make these colours blend out smoothly. So I have completed the first section, blocking in the foreground with solid blocks of primary colour, in this case red and blue. Then in the middle ground I have used hot and cold colours. For the stripes I used blue and green. I varied the tone from a darker tone to a lighter tone by gradually adding more water to blend the tone out. And then I used the hot colours for the houses.